Hey, hey, ho, ho. It is Wednesday. It's hump day, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is Just Parlays. I'm your host, Scott Steehn. I'm the lead handicapper at winnersandwhiners.com. The guy with caterpillars on his forehead, the one and only Chris King. I never noticed your eyebrows before, dude. You got some fucking honkers there, buddy.
Yeah, normally they get trimmed when I go to get my hair cut, but I haven't done that yet.
Do you get the unibrow if you leave it unattended?
No, it doesn't get that bad.
Okay.
I'm not Anthony Davis.
All right. Very good. Rye Cape in the his. What's up, Rye? How about those Phillies?
Yeah, thanks, Zach Wheeler, for doing nothing effective yesterday. Made Charlie Morton look decent.
Thanks for nothing, Noonan. Jesus.
I mean, at least Kyle Schwarber did homer for the 11th time in the month of June. It seems like June is the month for Schwarber. I mean, he had that torrid month last year. He said Andrew Benintendi coming to Philadelphia.
Who knows? He's going somewhere.
What could the Phillies give up for him that the Royals would want? Some cheesesteaks from Geno's?
Gift certificate to Pat's. DE Mortal Dead Boys.
Some batteries.
What's up? What's up, DE Mortal?
That's Michael Carswell, I think his name was.
Michael C. That's right. You hit your 3-teamer yesterday. Should have been the 4-teamer, but we pushed on the Giants over. That was kind of a weird game. There was a lot of 2-out runs that were scored, but there was a lot of runs left on the table. So I guess it was about a push. I guess 7 was the number. That's where it ended up. We told you somebody had the over 3.5. Told you we loved that. I thought they'd get to 5. They should have got to 5, but
yeah, they, like you said, they left a lot of opportunities on to slip through their fingers in that game. And I mean, the same could be said for the Tigers. Like you said, in the 8th inning, Shoop swung at that pitch that was about 8 feet out of the strike zone.
That scope fucking swing at strike 3. Jesus Christ, with the bases loaded, it was not exaggerating a foot off the plate, probably 18 inches.
Yeah, I mean the Tigers 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position in that game.
Yeah, but again, they both hit the ball hard at the right time. It just couldn't find the hole. Everything they cranked was like right at somebody. It was the very definition of atom balls. So,
and that's pretty much what the Tigers do. They hit it right. If they hit it well, they hit it right on the screws at somebody.
Yeah. Yep.
And most of their, stuff where they got on base was, dink and dunks. And
I'd like to look up the Tigers team BABIP. It's probably somewhere in the 240 range or some shit like that. Just not good.
Let's see.
Do you guys allow individuals to chat personally with you? Like offline kind of thing, like Twitter and stuff, or during the show? I mean like direct messages during the show. I need more information because you can always hit me up on Twitter. On my DMs are open. You can slide into my DMs on Twitter anytime. I'm assuming yours are too, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get a ton of messages on there, but I mean, they're there.
And I don't think, because I think if you're like plugged into the show, you can do private chats. We could private chat with each other, but I don't think that viewers can do that.
Strangely enough, the Tigers' BABIP is a robust 287.
Is that right?
Yeah, but their team average is 227. So,
okay. Well, there you go. So much for that theory. So much for that anecdotal bullshit theory.
Yeah, apparently in the last 2 weeks, their BABIP is actually 308.
Yeah, there you go.
But they still suck. So,
yes, Dead Boys. Those are both of our Twitter handles right there that are on the screen right now. You can hit us up anytime. Called 1-900 Steamrolled. Very nice. Very nice.
All you need is Mean Gene Okerlund plugging that. It's only $1.99 a minute. Kids, get your parents' permission, but call right now.
That was always one of my pet peeves. I grew up in a phone company family, and it always pissed me off when they'd have like a 900 number and then too many digits at the end because it spelled out the word. They had like 8 or 9. What are you just sitting there fucking punching buttons as the phone's ringing? Like, come on. I got weird pet peeves for sure. So
you didn't want it to be 900 hot sex with 6 X's or whatever.
No. So we did hit our play of the day yesterday, our freebie. We hit the first 5 under in the Baltimore-Seattle game. They don't get a lot more rocking chair than that. I don't know when Seattle ultimately scores. I think it was the 9th. It was either the 8th or the 9th.
Yeah, it was the 8th.
Because I know it was nothing through 7. That's the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, they scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Feel bad for Robbie Ray. Gives up 1 hit, 3 walks, and gets a no decision.
Yeah.
I guess on the flip side, you can feel bad for Dean Creamer. He pitched pretty well for Baltimore. I wasn't expecting that from him.
It was one of those times that I actually previewed the game and got most things right. Wednesday was a day that I looked smart. Those don't happen every day.
Except yesterday was Tuesday.
Well, yeah, you're right. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm projecting. Maybe I'll look smart on Wednesday. Who knows? Speaking of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Marlo in the house. What up, Marlo? Good to have you here. So then we went 1-1-1 on the premiums, including our premium play of the day. Our guaranteed special was the Detroit San Francisco over 7. So,
yeah, my guaranteed special was I thought that the Dodgers would show up at Coors Field. That was a mistake. That's why you want to put the Dodgers up again for a while as far as a premium play would go, because
you're in a coma to me. You're not dead to me, but you're in a coma to me, Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, how do you give up 7 runs to the Rockies and you only score 4 against, a guy that's not really going to set the world on fire when you're talking about quality pitchers?
Was that Freeland that went?
Yeah, I think it was.
Hey, Bernie.
Yeah, because Cool threw the shutout on Monday, and that was just as bad.
Yep.
It's like, oh, yeah, of course, Chad Cool. He's going to only throw 102 pitches, and you throw a complete game shutout.
There you go.
Because that makes perfect fucking sense.
So we appreciate everybody stopping by. Don't forget to hammer the old like button. Hit that thumb. Hit that thumb like it owed you money. That's what my dad used to say. Smack that motherfucker like he owes you. So do that. And, of course, get subscribed to both of the YouTube channels, the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel. Find great daily picks and content from guys like me and Scott. You ever going to start doing daily picks, Chris? I know you're. Yeah, I know making 18 picks a day is certainly not enough, so we want you to do one more.
Yeah, apparently I was supposed to talk to you about that, but
Okay. All right, good chat. Speaking of talking offline, Rycash the Rockies at plus 200. Very good.
Yeah, that's a good number there.
Unknown entity channeling the little girl from Poker Guy says we're back. So good to have Unknown back as well. If you want premium picks from Chris, do you go on the premiums yesterday, buddy?
Yeah, we had both our 2-teamers, I think, and a 4-teamer hit. Okay. I mean, the 1-4-teamer was a push because, well, there was a push in it because I had the Rockies and Dodgers stay under 11 and they pushed there, but everybody else won.
I got 11.5. I got 11.5.
I was going to go with 11.5, but at 11 was plus money. So,
I got greedy. Yeah, a
little bit. I also didn't think that they were showing the wind was supposedly blowing in at Coors, but apparently that wasn't the case since they hit about 37 home runs.
Is Coors backwards?
I don't know. I thought you said it wasn't.
I think it is. I always think it is, but it's really not. I think.
But now let me ask you this about a game that's going on right now: the Yankees and the.
I'm good at those.
And the A's. The A's are up 3-2 in the third. They've already had 9 at bats with runners in scoring position, and come up empty on 6 of them. Looking here, they had runners on first and second with 1 out in the third. They had runners on first and second with 1 out in the second. Actually, no, they had the bases loaded with 1 out in the second and came up empty.
I almost guarantee you the Yankees are minus money. Oh yeah, Yankees minus 225 live right now.
As of right now, they're minus 225.
Down a run in the third inning, they're minus 225.
Yeah, so that's surprising.
People have caught on to the fact the Yankees tend to come back a little bit. So
and the A's are bad. I mean, I didn't think that. I mean, they have 5. The A's have 5 hits. They've had 2 guys reach on errors. Tyone has walked 2. He hit a guy. So I mean, you're talking about 10 base runners right there in 3 innings, and you've only cashed in 3 runs.
Yeah. Yep, I get it. Nobody leaves guys on base like the Cubs. Well, as a Royals fan, We figured out how to stop that. We just don't get guys on base. See, he's fucking
It's
thinking
a good way to solve the problem.
Who's the smart team now, buddy? We don't have all that. We don't have those ducks on the pond that get left to die out there.
Yeah, we don't need any of that crap.
Lex Steele has a 9-legger. All right, go get him.
You're not betting on Jack Sawinski to hit a homer again, are you?
Somebody bet on
that was the first leg of his 11 legger or whatever they had before. AJ, and then we talked about it, and that's when he homered.
AJ's bet the Yankees and Pasquantino to hit a home run yesterday. Only one of those things got home.
What did Pasquantino do? Did he get a hit? Over
4. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. Zach Greinke, he's already faced one batter, and he's got a strikeout.
Yeah, you and I were arguing about the 3.5, 2.5.
No, 2.5.
2.5. Yeah. And it was trending that way. I'm so snake bit with this Royals team. I have no confidence in any of them to do anything well at any time.
Of course, then he plunked Corey Seager with the very next pitch.
He's got Keller under 14.5 outs. I used to play those. I used to dabble with the under the number of outs. Those are kind of fun sometimes. You ever play those?
I actually have one of those in the show.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because that's how desperate I was. Kind of like, there's not a whole lot of good games to talk about here, and all the props a bunch of them are ridiculously juiced to the point where I'm not going to pay minus 180 for Trey Turner to go over 1.5 total bases.
Lex says Rizzo's not playing. He's got Rizzo in a prop. Hopefully, he won't get hosed the way you did the other day when you took Judge in a prop and he subbed and he pinch hit the 9th inning. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that happened again yesterday too because Alejandro Kirk pinch hit in the 9th after not playing, and he ended up with a single instead of a double.
Erg.
I mean, on the plus side, he got a hit. On the minus side, it was only a single. So
yeah,
I mean,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're playing over 1.5. I think that Yankees thing is fascinating, man. I really do. I'm so tempted. But
even at minus 225?
No, to play the A's.
Oh, to play the A's. Yeah, I mean, they had the lead. Monday night they were up after 5 innings. It was 5-1. And then yesterday, Montas, again showing that the A's don't score runs when he pitches. Because I mean, how many times can this guy go out there and throw, a quality start? Because he threw 6 and gave up 2 runs on 4 hits. How many times can we do this and end up with a loss?
I agree. So Lex, I like your chances. Keller's thrown 74 through 3.
Very efficient.
He's got to go, and Keller's got to go less than 5 innings, basically. Or it's under 14.5. So he's got to go less than 4 2/3.
The question is, do the Pirates have enough faith in their bullpen to, run them out there at this point of the game? I mean, they might have to.
Yep. Well, he's throwing 24 and 2/3 pitches per inning. So if he does,
he's making Paolo Espino look, efficient because he's only throwing 58.
He's going to be close to 100 after the 4th inning if he stakes on that. I don't think he comes out for the 5th.
Yeah, he's getting straight for 7 hits in 3 innings.
Yeah. So I'm cautiously optimistic about Lex's play. I don't want to jinx anybody, but Marlowe got a push on Kirk yesterday.
Did he? Yeah, good for him. At least he ended up with a push. That's better than the alternative.
Absolutely right. Got premiums available if you're looking for more plays today. Chris has his premium parlays available in the comment section or in the description of today's video. I have my premiums there as well. We've been running pretty good. We're about 66% over the last 2 weeks. 3-0-1 on the last 4 best bets. I really wanted that 4. I really wanted that 4-game winning streak. I wanted that to get home last night. We couldn't quite get it there. So either one, you're looking for more great plays, check out the premiums for me and Chris in the show description. What else have I forgot, Chris? Anything else?
Nothing, because like you said, all that other stuff we've been talking about is out at the moment from what you said via email that nobody sent me.
There are going to be some changes coming up, and we're not quite ready to drop the hammer yet, but there are going to be some changes coming up in the upcoming weeks. We hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be an interesting time. before football season, and then football season should be a lot of fun. So we'll talk about that here in the next couple of days. I don't want to be one of those vague book kind of people, but it is kind of.
But that's what he's doing, folks.
It's kind of going on right now. So let's get rolling, buddy. Let's do it. I can get the dog a walk before I head down to Studio B. Somebody put in my comment section the other day, there is no Studio B.
You should tell them that they need to actually look closer. It's there, you know.
I told you before. The hard part isn't getting over to Studio B. It's rolling the backdrop down there. So the backdrop looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's in your mind.
Hey, Donna Cusick says it's first time watching you guys. You guys do you guys give picks or just shoot the shit?
Didn't we just say we weren't gonna see a comment like that when we were talking yesterday?
Well, Donna, here's what we do. We kind of shoot the shit for the first 10 minutes or so as we let everybody finally finish up their lunch and get over here and then and grab a stool. And then once everybody's here, like they're all gathered around the campfire now, we fired up with some picks like we're, as I say in Missouri, fitting to do. So, Chris?
Or as Jim Cornette would say, fix them.
Donna says, why don't you fuckers make some picks? So let's make some picks.
Well, I don't know. It's against my religion to be
Show me some baseball. Show me some baseball. There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Marlins over the Cardinals. I know St. Louis won the first 2 games of this series. They roughed up Pablo Lopez Monday night. They beat Braxton Garrett yesterday. Nobody was really surprised by that one. Now they get to face, one of the front runners for the NL Cy Young and Sandy Alcantara. 7-3, a 1.95 ERA, an 0.95 WHIP, 94 strikeouts. He leads the majors with 106 innings pitched. He's not going to come in there and go 2 or 3 innings. He's going to be out there for a while. Meanwhile, it's Andre Palante, not to be confused with Asti Spumante, the pitcher for the Cardinals tonight. Palante making his 5th major league start, his 23rd appearance, because basically, who else are the Cardinals going to throw on the mound as a starter outside of Adam Wainwright on Mikolas right now? And I know Dakota Hudson went yesterday. Like you said, you weren't overly impressed with him and stayed away from that game. So now you're down with Flaherty on the IL for the 38th time in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're down to guys like Palante and Packy Naughton and.
Palante has been very good. He was outstanding as a reliever, and
this is the transition that you got to deal with, though.
Well, he's been good, dude. You've got the numbers right there. He's got a sub-2 ERA as a starter. So,
I also saw him lose to the Cubs in his last start.
He gave up what 3
and 6.
So he still had a quality start. He's got a 1.95 ERA, 0.95 as a WHIP as a starter. I'm just saying I'm not going to fade Alcantara here. I don't hate your pick. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit. Because
I'm going to fade Palante because he's lost his last 3 appearances. He lost to Boston. He lost to the Cubs. He lost to the Pirates.
Okay.
I know Alcantara struggled a bit in his last outing against the Mets, but
well, one of those he lost was not a start. So
it was the relief appearance against the Pirates.
He's lost his last 2 starts, and just to recap, his last start he lost, like you mentioned, to the Cubs. They were big favorites there. Gave up 3 and 6, not ideal. 7 hits, 3 walks, so not 1.8 WHIP. That's not good. But he looked really good against Boston, giving up just 4 hits and a walk in 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. You can kind of tell the play that I like in this game. So. I
look at the fact that Alcantara hasn't given up more than 6 hits in a start in his last 10.
He's been fantastic. I just wanted to explain if everybody's looking at the odds and going, well, you've got Alcantara, obviously, arguably the best pitcher in the National League. Why are the odds so short? That's why, because Palante has actually been pretty good. And unlike a lot of those relievers, he can give you some length. He can get you 6. He can certainly get in. He can certainly get into the 6th. So. I like the under here, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm gonna play Kreskin here. Are we gonna see this game later?
No.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I didn't do a total on that one.
And I don't feel bad about it.
I was leaning towards the under as well when I was looking at it, just because of the fact that if you look at the trends between these teams, the under's gone air hit in 8 of the last 10 in St. Louis, and it's 18-7-2 in the last 27 meetings overall. So I could see it being a low-scoring game. I don't know how well the Cardinals are going to hit Alcantara. He's pitched well on the road, a 2.14 ERA and 46 and a third.
Mhm.
So, as bad as the Marlins have been on the road, it's not his damn fault playing the rest of the guys.
Yeah, I've got the first 5 under here as my play of the day.
Was it at 2?
I was able to get 4 at minus 135. I didn't mind laying the 135 to get 4 in that. So
I don't blame you there.
that's the play I like. I don't hate the full game under. The only thing that worries me is that Miami pin.
And like Bill just said, the Yankees struck again. Giancarlo Stanton, a 3-run homer, and the Yankees now lead 5-3 after 3 innings.
I'm glad I hesitated on that plus 170. I couldn't quite bring myself to do it. So good for me, because I bet I can get a better price now than plus 170.
What do you think it is now? Like 220?
Right now it is plus 700.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a jump.
So if you were waiting for the Athletics to have them right where they want them, and so you could pounce at plus 700, now is your time. All right. So like the Marlins here, minus 120 is a good price with Alcantara on the mound. I think at the end of the day, as much as I hype Palante, you have a much higher potential for a great pitching performance from Alcantara than you do from Palante in this game. I will absolutely admit that. I think the Marlins are rightly the favorite. 6-5 ain't a bad price. Give it to me. Give me more on the under, though.
Yeah, I would agree with the under as well. And then we'll move on to the north of the border again, the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Scott, I know you were mad that Waka didn't pitch Monday.
Shouldn't have been.
Then he pitched yesterday, started badly. The Red Sox rallied. They took a lead. Then they lost in walk-off fashion in the 9th. So back-to-back defeats heading into getaway day here tonight. Nick Pivetta, I got to give him a lot of credit. The guy started, 0-4 with an ERA of over 10. Since May 13th, he's 8-1. The problem for him is, look who he's facing. Alek Manoah, one of the front runners. Probably, would you put him in the top 3 for the AL Cy Young right now? Maybe with McClanahan and Verlander. Would you put him anywhere or lower than that?
No, I think you have to have him. I think you have to have him in the top 3 for sure.
Okay. Both teams can score. I mean, the Red Sox are 6th. The Blue Jays are 7th in the major run per game, separated by 100th of a run per game this season. But it comes down to the fact that, Boston's bullpen is gassed. They had to use extra guys during the opener because, like Scott said, Waka didn't pitch, much to his chagrin that night, because they started Connor Siebold, who was making his major league debut. At least went better than Rick Vaughn's. But, last night the Red Sox had to use Schreiber. They used Robles. They used Danish, and they used Brazier. They really could have used Tanner Houck yesterday.
Absolutely. 650 on Manoah, by the way.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, right around there. 550 to 650, depending on where you get it.
What about who's ahead of him? McClanahan and Verlander?
Yeah, that's exactly right. McClanahan is 300. Verlander's 375. Again, prices may vary. Check your local books.
Check your local listings for showtimes.
I think the turnaround for Pivetta has been one of the more underreported stories this year, as far as the really cool stuff.
I mean, I know we've talked about it, but I traded him all of April. I'll be honest,
sure,
because he sucked.
Mm-hmm. And then you get that one game where it jumps up and bites you. And you're like, okay, well, I guess that's over. Then you probably lay off the next game, and then you're like cautiously backing him the next game, going, okay, well, maybe we got something here. And he's been very good at rewarding that kind of confidence over May and June. No question.
Yeah, like I said, since May 13th, he's 8-1. He got his first win against Texas on May 13th through 7 innings. He had a run on 3 hits. Then he threw a complete game 2-hitter against the Astros in his next start.
Yeah.
Then they bombed the White Sox by the narrow score of 16-3. Then they bombed the Orioles 12-2. Then he beat the A's 8-0. Then he lost to the Angels. That was the game that snapped the 14-game losing streak for Anaheim back on June 9th when he got burned by the Ohtani 3-run homer. but he still struck out 11 in 5 innings in that game. Last 3 starts, 8 innings, 1 run, 3 hits against the A's, 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits against the Cardinals, 7 innings, 2 runs, 9 hits against Cleveland. So, yeah, he's been on a roll. I'm just concerned that once he goes out, will the Boston bullpen be able to hold up? And we saw it yesterday, and they didn't. My other concern is, can they get enough against Manoah? And I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fade Manoah at any point. That price seems a little steep to me. I'm interested in taking a spin on the Red Sox at 145 or so, maybe 148. We can stretch that out. I'm okay with that. I don't hate your play. I'm not like roasting you for it, but for me, it's just a little strong on the price. I think we keep waiting for Pivetta to snap back to April, and he hasn't done it yet. He's been better than Manoah over his last 3. He's going to have to go 7, Chris, because you hit the nail on the head with the bullpen. Because that bullpen, they're not great, and now they're gassed. So he's got to go 7, or I mean, obviously, you got guys getting paid in the bullpen. They could have 2 good innings, but for my comfort level, if I've got the Red Sox, I want Pivetta absolutely going 7 at least.
And while you're right about Pivetta being better than Manoah in his last 3 starts, like we said, Pivetta faced Cleveland, Oakland, and St. Louis. Okay. In the middle of that stretch for Manoah, he had to face the Yankees, and they didn't score any runs for him.
That's good. That's certainly has to be brought to the forefront. Yeah, you have to talk about that, about the quality of competition. And to my point, Pavetta's gone 7 or more 4 of his last 5. So
right,
hopefully he can again equal that here. All right, buddy. Red Sox don't play well in Toronto. You got that there, 1-6 in the last 7. And Blue Jays hit well. They play well at home. They play well against right-handers. Yeah, okay. Blue Jays.
And they're actually good when their opponent scores 5 runs or more in their last game, which is weird because it shows that they can bounce back from poor outings, which is basically what we saw yesterday.
Right. Very good.
Bronco said your wife was in Studio C yesterday. It said that's one huge apartment.
Yeah, it's a big. And actually, my daughters are moving into a 3-bedroom apartment, like right across the street from us. The apartment complex, right, literally across the street. I can see it from my driveway. I can see their apartment, and it's, the rooms are small. Like the apartment's almost the same size, but they just put 3 bedrooms in there. So I thought I would dig it. We just renewed our rent here a few months back, and we were looking at 3 bedrooms like all around town, and the fucking bedrooms are tiny, dude. I mean, the nice part is my wife and I could each have an office. But,
are the rent prices ridiculous out there?
No, they're fine. No, it's dude, it's the Midwest. It's a decent place. It's.
I know I lived in the Midwest. Remember?
You live in St. Louis. Where'd you live in St. Louis?
Well, no, I live south of St. Louis, but.
Where'd you live? You didn't live in Sykeston. Where'd you live?
Oh, Farmington.
Oh, Farmington. Oh,
the hometown of Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, you lived out in the ritzy suburbs.
I don't know if I would call it the ritzy suburbs, but all right.
Ain't nothing wrong with Farmington, man. I mean, it's not Ladue, but Farmington's damn nice. Okay,
it wasn't bad.
Take the Blue Jays.
Bronco said you can monitor your daughter's parties.
Well, they live in my complex now, so that's
what Steve's saying is he doesn't get invited.
Dude, they're 27 and 29. I don't give a shit if they have a fucking party. Go nuts. Go nuts.
Rye said you can rent Studio B for a fee.
I see. We're gonna be like Sun Records. We're going to glass it all off, and people are going to come by here like 10 years from now. Oh, that's where the magic was made, right there at Studio B. Yeah, I got it. You ever been to Sun Records in Memphis?
No, I've heard of it, but I think I've seen it, pictures of it, but I haven't been there. No,
it's super cool, dude. It is super cool. There's not much to it. Like I said, it's tiny. There's a little diner downstairs, but you get to walk in and you pay your whatever, $10-15. And you look at the fucking studio where so many greats were there, with Elvis and Carl Perkins and the list, Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard. The list just goes on and on of people that have recorded for Sun Records. So if you're ever close to Memphis, if you ever get there, you're like, I should go to Graceland. It's fine. You want to go to Graceland? There's nothing wrong with it. But I highly recommend go to see Sun Records. There you go. That's my
And Jim, Jim Williams would tell you to go to the Peacock Hotel or whatever it is to feed the ducks.
No, the Peabody.
The Peabody. Okay,
Yeah.
I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember what the name was.
Yeah.
He used to mention when we talk about the Grizzlies at home.
Yep, that's pretty cool. And they also have the Lorraine Motel there, which is preserved exactly like it was on the night that Dr. King, afternoon really, that Dr. King was shot.
And Bill McDonald said he took the first 5 in the Red Sox Blue Jays game at under 4.5.
Okay. I was for a second I was thinking the Yankees today. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't. You get what do you say? You got under 4,
4.5.
I get even better. Yeah, I think that's a great play, Bill. I really do. I'll go to the mat with you on that one. In fact, I might even play that myself. I think that's a good matchup.
Hey, look, Kansas City scored a run.
Dun dun dun. Oh man, wait a minute.
Must have been a typo. Hold on. No, they actually had 3 hits in the first inning.
That sounds rather Royals. Like 3 hits, 1 run. Yeah, that's the Royals. Here we go.
And Vinny Pasquantino, look at that. Oh, there you go. There's the problem. Vinny Pasquantino drew a walk. They're going to send him back down.
Yeah, he's history. He's not going to last. Obviously, with that kind of attitude at the plate, he has no future for the Royals.
They're like, fuck that guy.
Hey, show me some 2-teamers.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. We talk about the Marlins and the Blue Jays. Made it easy for me. I'm going to go with the Braves. I like Kyle Wright a little better than Suarez. I know that didn't pan out the last time Suarez pitched.
Didn't. I faded him too. Didn't work out.
But I'm not 100% sold on him here. Wright's pitched well. I mean, we've talked about him a couple times before.
Are you hosting cat fights? Do you, like they have?
The cat's yelling at birds out the window.
Like they have the cock fights. Are you got a little side hustle there?
Yeah, that would have got my air conditioning fixed quicker, right?
They're yelling at birds. So fade the Cardinals again. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much. Yeah, the cat does not like the Cardinals that hang out in the tree. You figure it out.
Marlins, Blue Jays. Okay, we talked about those. Braves. What do you guys pitching matchup there?
It's right Suarez, like we said.
Yep. Okay. The Dodgers, because they're bound to play well at some point.
Yeah, it's Urias and Marquez, and I know Marquez pitched well against the Twins in his last start, but I'm still looking at the fact that his ERA is 5.58. You have to think, we talked about last week about how the Dodgers found what the cure for what ailed them was called the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
Then they took a couple from the Braves, and then they've gone here and done jack squat.
Nothing.
But Marquez, 1-2 at home in 8 starts, 6.70 ERA.
Didn't you start the show saying the Dodgers were dead to you for a short period of time?
I said for premiums.
Okay. So the people that pay, I'm not touching the Dodgers. But for you freeloaders, fuck it, load up on the Dodgers.
Well, no, because I had the Dodgers as my play of the day yesterday. So
right. Okay.
So they got their money back anyway.
All right. I just. You know what? Money makes the world go around, man.
But yeah, Marquez, he's given up 12 homers and 44 1/3 at home this year.
That's a lot, Chris. That's a lot.
It is.
12 homers in 44 innings. That's better than 1 every 4. How about that? That's some math.
That's good math. That's 1 every 3 2/3, basically.
I can't math. All right, so that's your 2.
Math. That's great. So now we're using it as a verb.
Have you seen the kids using maths? We're doing the maths. Makes me nuts. 2-teamer. Marlins, Blue Jays, money lines 120, 160. Still pays you almost 2-1, 197 on $100. If you want to play it on the run line, that's going to juice that up a little bit more because you got a couple of home teams there, Chris. So you got it juiced up to plus 145, plus 125. That's going to pay you 4.5, 9-2 on your money there at 451 on $100. As far as the Braves and Dodgers, a little more expansive are those odds at minus 190 for the Dodgers.
That's actually better than what some of the odds were because I think they were up to like 220 some places.
Fair enough. That's 165 on 100. And you want to lay the run line. You got a couple of you got one road team, right? Braves are home, Dodgers are road.
No, Braves are road too. They're in
That's
Philadelphia.
road. So they're in Philly. Okay, fair enough. So that gives you 2 pretty good prices, and or 2 challenging prices where they're not as good as the home teams before. 296, almost 3 to 1 on the $100. Show me the 4-teamer.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mariners or the Orioles. I know it's. I also looked at the over in this game because I'm not convinced that Austin Voth or Flexen can slow down the opposing lineups.
Both is the shit, man.
You could take the out, and that would pretty much sum him up.
He's been good. He's been good.
It's a small sample. He still hasn't thrown more than 47 pitches.
I'm as stunned as anybody, but yes, I agree. It's hard to really believe that Austin Voth is going to be the man. But
and Flexen, I think his ERA in the last month has been ridiculous. I mean, he's been better. His last 5 starts 3.2223 on earned runs, but he gives up a lot of hard contact, and that's not necessarily going to bode well for keeping this one under the total. If you're looking in that regard, as opposed to picking a side, I just think the Mariners. They got a little momentum yesterday as they actually got a good pitching performance from once.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what's really surprising is the Baltimore Pen. They are actually pretty darn good. Not bad at all. So, and they were good. They were certainly good last night. I don't hate this. I just Flexen has just had such a struggle this season. He's been better lately, but he's still going to give up runs, man. He hasn't given up less than 2 in his last 5 starts. So Flexen's he's one of those guys. He's kind of turned into a James Shields, where he's going to go 5 or 6. He's going to give up 2 or 3 runs. He's going to throw 105 pitches, but you're going to be in the ball game. So I don't hate that. And you're just basically betting for the wheels to come off of Austin Voth, and I think that's
the Baltimore bullpen, event, has one of their off days. Like you said, their team ERA 3.10.
Right. They're decent.
And they're a bunch of nobodies because you look at it and you're like, it's like when they're reading the paper in Major League and they're like, who are these fucking guys? Mitchell Friedman.
Guardians over Twins. That's going to be Dylan Bundy over against Cal Quantrell.
Yeah, I would have liked it better if it was Al Bundy because Dylan Bundy you can't figure out.
Well, he started off really well, and then he
was really shitty.
Then he hit a speed bump in the middle, and then he's been good his last 2 times out. 14 innings, just 2 earned runs. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he faced the Diamondbacks who like to strike out, and then he lost to the Rockies who can't score on the road.
True.
The weird part was that they pulled him after 6 innings in that game after he threw 60 pitches.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was extremely weird.
Hey, you have a run on 4 hits. Get out.
Yeah, you're done. You're dead to me. Okay. Yeah, this is. And should we? Hey, knock it off. Should we tell everybody your dirty secret? Like the best games to bet on were all like day games.
Yeah, they were.
When you see like a coin flip game like this, you're like, well, that's what's on the board. So,
and like you said, it's going to get worse when you go on with Reichel afterwards because
I know
we chose over those first 2 games are gone,
we had 2 more start. Yeah, exactly right. So White Sox.
Yeah, big number on the White Sox because it's Ohtani and Kopech. I'm surprised that Kopech is this far of an underdog.
I think he sucked last time, didn't he?
No, he took the loss, but I think he only gave up 3 runs.
Okay, all right.
Or was it 4 runs? I don't remember. I'll look here. I can't trust. We looked at the way Los Angeles led early yesterday, then they got blown out.
Yeah. He had a quality start. He gave up three earned. 3 earned in 6 innings. A lot of walks. Had trouble with the walks, which he still fights on occasion. He's better, but this is the 4th time this year he's given up 4 walks.
Yeah,
that's not ideal because you give up 3 hits in 6 innings. That's good. You give up 4 walks in 6 innings. That's not good. And that's how you give up 3 runs and having your team score 1 run
against Baltimore
is also how you lose that game as well. So. I don't hate that. I don't. Kopech is, like I said, Kopech's been good.
I know Ohtani pitched well his last time. I just, can you trust the Angels lineup outside of Ohtani and Trout?
Well, the thing is, and I know this is why this price is that way. In his last 3 starts, covering 21 innings, Ohtani's given up 1 earned. So he's throwing the ball pretty well right now. And last time out, he struck out a ton of players, and it was Royals. But again, before you laugh, we talk about this a lot. The Royals, for all their faults,
Yeah, for all their farts,
and they have many. They are not a team that strikes out a lot. So to strike out 13 Royals, unlike most things, when you go, well, fuck, it's the Royals, you can go, oh, it was the Royals, because that's actually an impressive achievement to strike out 13 Royals.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go look and see who the umpire was. It was Gabe Morales. I'm not overly familiar with how he how his strike zone is. I know he's not Angel Hernandez.
All right, so that's a good dog shot right there. And finally, dipping your toe in the WNBA. Tell us about the Mercury, Chris. Are you crazy about those Mercury?
Yeah, too bad they don't make them anymore, right? They did stop making them, I believe.
Yes, they still make Lincolns and Fords. But
yeah, Phoenix, I know they're not great. They're 8-12, but you look at Indiana. Indiana struggled for about 35 years now, probably about as long as the WNBA has been in existence. They're 5-15. They've met twice this season. Phoenix has won by 13 on the road. They played the other day in Phoenix. That was Monday night, and Phoenix won by 12 as a 7-point favorite. They've won 9 of the last 10 meetings with the Fever. They've covered in 7 of them. I just don't have any faith in Indiana.
Okay.
And it just goes to show you that, hey, there wasn't a whole lot of good baseball games to talk about, so we had to sneak something else in.
With the Fever. All right. So if you want to play the money line there, pays you 11-1, 11-143 on $100. You want to up the difficulty factor? You want to play the Mariners, Guardians, and White Sox on the run line? Well, that'll pay you some bucks. How about 43-1? 43-1 on a 4-teamer, Chris. That's top quality stuff right there.
Yeah, and I just have to hope that Kopech can not walk half the lineup.
Yep. All right, here we go. Show me roll that beautiful bean footage, Chris. There it is. There's your 10-teamer right there. Little something for Lex Steele. Urias over 4.5 strikeouts plus money. Sure. Ohtani over 6.5.
I mean, can you go wrong with Ohtani? Like you said, he struck out 37 Royals in his last start.
He's gone 6-6 and 13 his last 3.
So there you go. That averages out to 8 and change.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's a dangerous game to play, though.
True, but I mean, like you said, the Royals don't strike out a lot. The White Sox strike out more than Kansas City does.
Yep. I'm fine with that. I think that's solid if he's on. Now you are kind of fading yourself by taking Ohtani over 6.5 strikeouts. You're assuming he stays in there a while. You're assuming he pitches well, but you're also taking with the White Sox. So
but I mean, I also looked at, like, yesterday. I took Robbie Ray over 6.5 strikeouts. He had that by the 4th inning. So I mean, Ohtani doesn't have to go long if all he does is strike people out.
Okay. All right. Very good. And
look at Hunter Green. Remember that start he had where he struck out 8 or 7 of the 8 guys he retired, but he also gave up like 52 runs.
Yeah, well, that's the problem with strikeouts is you generally end up throwing a lot of pitches. That's the advantage of pitching to contact. If you're truly a guy that can get him to just pound it into the dirt, you're going to throw less pitches than a strikeout guy because you got a lot of 2-2 counts and full counts, obviously. All right, Ohtani over Cubbies over the Reds.
Yeah, because you know who's pitching for the Reds? Hunter Green.
Hunter Green makes me feel fine.
Hunter Green and Justin Steele, not Remington Steele. Or Lex Steele.
Okay.
Either one of those guys are pitching.
Diamondbacks plus 115 over San Diego.
I gotta fade San Diego after that. They chased Gallen yesterday to score in 6 in the 5th, and then proceeded to lose 7-6. And we talked about that yesterday. The 8th inning, the Diamondbacks got a leadoff single. Then there was a wild pitch. Then there was a walk. Then there was another walk. Then they hit back-to-back guys to force in runs. The Padres bullpen is a dumpster fire right now. You have to wonder, can they get anybody out there? I know everybody was all hyped up about Taylor Rogers as the closer, but He took the loss yesterday.
It's another Yakety Sax game. And you look at the highlights of that. Yakety Sax should be playing in the background. No question. All right.
Alcantara over 5.5 strikeouts. Now, here's something for you. I looked this up today. Tell me, do you think the Cardinals wish that they had this trade back? Because you talked about yesterday why they haven't run away with the NL Central. We talked about pitching issues. In 2017, when the Cardinals traded for Marcelo Ozuna from the Marlins, they traded Castano, Zach Gallen, and Alcantara. Would you rather have Marcelo Ozuna, who then went to the Braves and was suspended,
right,
or those three guys in your rotation?
Yeah, that's as general manager Dayton Moore says in the city, pitching is the currency of baseball.
It's got Bill asked what you think of jumping on the Rangers at plus money right now as they are in the third inning. The Royals holding that exciting 1-0 lead.
Let's see what I've got I've got it at plus 155. I think that's a fine play. I don't hate that at all. Let me look at how many pitches everybody's throwing here real quick.
Dunning has 26 through 2 innings. Greinke's at 45 through 2 2/3.
Dunning's 3 has. Yeah, I think that's worth a sniff. I'm fine with that. That's like playing the. I don't know what was the Rangers run line to start. It's like playing the run line. Basically, is what you're doing. So.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let me see what the odds were on that to start. Oh no!
When I did it last night, the Rangers were at plus 135 on the run line, minus 115. I don't know what it shifted to before game time.
Okay, so it'd have been. Yeah, I think you're getting roughly the same price as you would. You're an inning down. Yeah, Bill, I'm fine with that. In fact, you know what? I don't want to take a live bet and fade my home team. I fade them enough as it is. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that play because again, it's the Royals. You're going to get 2 shots at them. You're going to get another 4 innings of Greinke. You probably go 5, 6 max, and then here comes the clown car. And
yeah, well, at least it won't be Stelmon. Isn't he hurt?
Yes, I believe he is. He is hurt. But
Andrew said he grabbed the Yankees at plus 1.5 at minus 160 when the A's were up 3-0.
Oh my God! Oh.
I know before the game, and I texted Scott about 1:45 that the alternate run line had the Yankees minus 3.5, and it was like plus 165.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that get home. So,
and Bronco said he'd love to see a bad trade show.
Oh, that'd be fun. That would be fun to do.
It would be.
Yeah, all time bad trades in baseball, no question.
Or just in general. I mean, you talk about everybody talks about the Herschel Walker trade, of course, was horrible.
My
personal favorite from a fan perspective was the 87 trade between the Colts, the Rams, and the Bills, where Eric Dickerson got traded. The Rams got like 400 draft picks and took nobody of substance, and the Bills got Cornelius Bennett.
That's not a bad trade at all there.
It was for the Rams because, like I said, they took a bunch of nobodies.
I'd like to know what the Colts got for Elway. I don't remember what the Colts.
Hold on, I know that was the deal where they got Ron Solt or some shit.
I honestly
Ron Solt was dealt, I think. Let me see.
Hey. Let's finish up here. I'm going to walk the dog. Let's go.
Oh, you want to walk the dog? They traded Elway for Chris Hinton, Mark Herman, and a first-round pick in '84.
Okay.
Which turned into Ron Solt.
Okay.
And then they moved to Indianapolis, of course.
Pack up the Mayflower. Let's go.
Yeah, I look for Alex Wood over 4.5 strikeouts. We've talked about how the Tigers are whiff happy.
Okay.
I thought Javier Baez was going to just whiff yesterday in the 9th, but instead you said he bounced into a double play.
Right.
Manoah over 5.5 strikeouts. I can't argue with plus money on something like that. Same thing with Ramirez, 1.5 total bases at plus 110 against Al Bundy.
You can just pretty much pencil that in every day.
Pretty much, him and Judge.
As long as you're getting plus money, you got to line it up. I think Quantrell's going to go. This will go along with your other pick, right?
Yeah, I think he's going to go at least 5 2/3. I think you'll probably see him go at least 6. I mean, the Guardians had to use their bullpen for 7 2/3 innings yesterday because they had a doubleheader.
He's a grinder, and I know you like the Blue Jays in the last one, and you're fading the Boston bullpen at that point.
Yes, exactly. Sure. I think Pavetta will keep him in it, but like you said, Boston's bullpen has not been great.
Very good. You wanted to play the money line.
Lex said Keller's out.
Keller's out. Yeah, I told you he wouldn't make it to the 5th. I went looking at those stats, 74 through 3. Like, yeah, no way.
No, he came out for the 5th.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he gave up a walk and a fielder's choice that led to an error. So,
okay,
he ended up at 93 pitches.
Okay, so he pitched better in the 4th. He only threw 16, 17 pitches or whatever.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. But like you said, he's gone now, so that works for Lex, and that works for us because we're glad to see that pan out for Lex.
Absolutely. Keep that big fucking 8-teamer going, Lex. Very good.
Yeah, Bronco. There is a line for outs. You can. It's usually listed under pitcher outs recorded or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Most books have them.
It's the new Nerfy. Will
this guy survive long enough to get there?
Yep, absolutely true. Absolutely true. All right, so if you want to play that for $100, it pays you 1,000 to 1. That's not bad. $100,000, 607 on $100. You want to stick the landing, 223, 778 on $100. If you want to play the run lines on those games, so yeah, very good. You know what? I'm impressed with the card because you didn't have a ton to work with. You didn't have as many games as usual. That's a pretty playable card right there, buddy. Nice job.
Thanks. I mean, it wasn't easy to try and figure out. I like Bill just said, Houston and the Mets top 7, no score.
Funky. What are you going to do?
Verlander, 81 pitches in 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Taijuan Walker, 6 1/3, 81 pitches, 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts.
Well, Chris, like me in the 80s, they're dealing right there. So, guys, that's going to do it for the show. That's going to do it.
Unlike those guys, they're not dealing from the bottom of the deck.
That's right. So, you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining us. As always, check out all the great content on the Max Wagers Network. Stay tuned here in about 5 minutes, right around the corner. I'll be sliding down to Studio B and doing a little thing called Back to the Window with my pal Scott Reichel. But if you can't catch that, you can catch Chris every single day right here with me, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, as we will, as Donna said, just shoot the shit. But eventually, I promise you, we will come around and talk about
just parlays.
Just parlays, everybody. You guys have a great day. We'll see you in a little while.